It's an early morning. I'm in the middle of nowhere. We've been invited to fish a lake on some private land. Me, Luke and Dan. And we're down here for the first time fishing for fish that have never ever been fished for. So we're all well excited. We're going to be given a sort of pretty much a whole day down here. The guy has never had anyone fishing on here before. He's seen decent carp swimming around. He knows there's decent carp in here, and we ain't got a clue how big they are or what they're going to be like. So it's quite exciting for us. It's a 3-acre lake, so it's not massive, but it's deep and it's full of features, and there's loads of weed in it and stuff. So it's going to be exciting. We're going to keep you informed throughout our session of how we do, and we're going to be showing you how we're going to fish down here, different ways we're going to fish, and hopefully we'll see a few carp on the bank, and these fish have never been fished for, so it's going to be quite exciting times.
Well, we've arrived at the secret lake that's never been fished before. It's absolutely an amazing place. We've been here an hour. Luke's got one in the net. I've lost one, and this is the first one that we landed. We're just about to take the photos, and Luke's rod's gone. It's weighed 21.5 pounds. It's never been caught before, this fish. We know that for a fact. He really didn't know what was going on when we hooked him. It's the first carp ever caught out of this particular lake, so pretty amazing. It's a stunning fish. It's got a few spawning marks on them. They're not long spawned, I suppose. Probably a couple of weeks ago they've spawned, but what a good start to the day, and I'm sure there's more to come. Dan's got a rod out. They're fizzing on Dan's rod at the minute. We're feeding red spicy fish pellet, and we're fishing a little barrel over the top. So you'll see some more of these, I'm sure, through the day, because there's a few out there, and they just keep getting liners. They keep rolling on the spots and fizzing. So it's going to plan. Been down here a few hours now. It's been a very hectic morning. We must have hooked 6 or 7 carp now. Dan's just had his first one, a nice little common, so that's made him happy. The bait we're using to catch the fish on, these fish have never been fished for before, so we're doing a mixture of pellet. We've got some 2mm red spicy fish pellet, which I use a lot, as some of you guys know from my videos. I've got some 6mm pellet as well. We're mixing those two together, and then we've got some crumbed up boilie, some crushed up red spicy fish. There's a little bit of nutcracker in there as well. So that's been our winning method so far. We've used quite a lot of pellet since we've been here. We've already used a few kilos in just a few hours, because we're firing it out of a catty, and they've been coming in and fizzing on it before we get a take. We've also been using the liquid liver on the pellet, which is a great It's a great liquid, really potent. Fish love it, and we've been pouring this over the liquid as well, which seems to be working well. The hook baits at the moment that we're getting our bites on have been the barrels, the red spicy fish barrels. So we'll carry on using those, just a single barrel, and we're just fishing them over this pellet. And I'm sure it won't be long before we get another take. What we're doing at the moment, we was fishing in deep water this morning, that's where we were getting our takes. But the last couple of takes, we're walking our baits right round to the other bank and dropping them in like 2-3 foot of water by a little set of lily pads. The fish seem to head over there since it's got warm, and it is warm today. So, you know, we just keep you informed of the session. We'll do another video soon, and hopefully we'll have another one of these cracking carp that have never been caught before to show you on a camera.
Well, rods are back out in the water. We're on the second morning now on our lake that's not been fished before. The first day went successful. Between me, Dan and Luke, we all caught 2 carp each, so we landed 6 carp, and we lost a couple. Probably lost 2 or 3 that day, so we had hooked 8 or 9 fish, which is good considering the fish hadn't seen any bait before, like what we were using, and you know we didn't really know what to expect. We're back down here today. We're hoping again we're going to do a few hours and see if we can get one of these mirrors in here that we know are in here. There's a couple of good fish in here that we're after, so hopefully we'll get one of those. It was quite surprising on our first day to see some of these fish, you know, that I think they were getting away with it, and even though you feel like carp never been fished before, it just shows you how switched on carp are. 2 times I had my lead shook off in that last trip, so you know these fish, even though they've never been caught before, you know, they're very wily, and so we're well excited. We're getting liners at the minute. You know, the last sort of 10 minutes, there's only me and Luke here this morning. Dan's not here, he's with his nan. But we're already getting liners. We've put some bait out, we've put a good bit of bait out, so hopefully soon you're going to see us get a carp. We've had a busy morning's fishing. This stunning mirror has been the best fish we've had so far. Scraper 20, we've had 5 fish so far. It's still early, we've still got time to go, but what a beautiful looking carp. This carp's never been caught before, fought like a demon. It's absolutely belting. The other fish we've had have been little commons that we reckon have spawned through in the lake. So still a few hours to go. Let's hopefully we can get another one of these gems. The lake that I'm fishing, as I've already explained, has never been fished before. So some of the stuff that I want to do is a bit more sort of going back to basics, you know, with these particular fish, as I'm only doing short sessions. And one of the things that I've always liked to use from when I was a kid in carp fishing is paste baits. The leak off you get from a paste bait is so much better than an actual boiled bait. So what I've been doing since I've been down here, I've been wrapping a bit of paste around the barrels. Also, I've been rolling up some balls of paste like so and just firing them out over the spot. It's brilliant for a tractor fishing, you know, for quick bite fishing, because this paste will sort of wash away after sort of 5 or 6 hours. It will be well washed away, which is going to leave a great attraction. So you don't have to put a lot in the swim, but just 7 or 8 balls around the pellet is what's been helping. So, you know, it's something that I want to do regular down when we're fishing down here, is use this paste in amongst the pellet, you know, and really getting them, in a way it's getting them used to fishing with boilies. I mean, one of my rods, I'm using the paste as a bobbin as well, so it has other uses as well. Been sitting down here most of the day, and even though we've had action, we haven't really seen any fish. It's been really strange. Early this morning when we first walked through the door of the lake, we see 2 fish, one up each end jump, like good sized fish, look 20-pound fish jumping out of the water. But since then we've not seen a fish all day pretty much. So it's been a bit bleak, but all of a sudden you're getting takes out of the blue, so it's perfect for the fishing. Obviously they're more on the bottom. But what I did notice when I went up into the area that was not so windy, I did notice a few bubbles earlier, and I kept my eye on the area, and then I see another patch come up about 10 feet away, and there's definitely a few fish in this area. So I've reeled in one of my rods, just walked up here. It's only 40 yards up the bank, that can make the difference between a bite or not, and got my rod out, got a couple of patchfuls of pellet around it. Again, another single barrel, a couple of patchfuls of pellet. Roughly felt the lead go down onto something nice and hard. There is bits of weed out here. I mean, when I reeled the rod in, there was silkweed on that spot. I don't mind silkweed. I'm fishing with wafters, I don't mind fishing on over silkweed. As you see, we've got another mirror here,
and the mirrors that we're catching are absolutely spectacular from this lake. I think this is our 5th or 6th mirror since we started fishing on here, and you know, just every one of them's breathtaking. They're all different, they're really heavily scaled, they've got all petals all over them, and it's just a pleasure to look in the net and see a fish as stunning as this. Looks like Luke's got a fish. I reckon it's a good one as well. It's got a load of weed round it. Let's hope he gets this one in.
This is the first one for me after a quick move. Moved around here probably about half hour ago to an hour ago. Dropped the baits just off of a little pontoon over there. A couple of handfuls of pellet, and this was the first one to go off after about 10 minutes. I had another one shortly after this, about 12 pound. We slipped that one straight back because, as you can see, this one was the better of the two. So we'll get some quick pictures of this one and slip it straight back.
I'm back here where I started this morning. Fishing went really well today. Me and Luke got down here at 6 o'clock and it's now 4 o'clock. So we fished for just under 10 hours. We're fishing again on the lake like we spoke about before, that's not been fished before. You know, these fish have never seen a rig or that, but we don't really know what we're going to come across. But anyway, we found it quite easy today. I reckon we've landed about 11 carp in all. Half of them have been mirrors. Biggest fish about 20, I think it was 20 pound and a couple of ounces. Quite a few fish around 18, 19 pound. It's been an interesting day. It's you know, we've put out quite a lot of bait. That hasn't worked as well as, it's about the best way of getting a take over there we've found. It was like 3 patchfuls of pellet. 3 patchfuls of pellet, a little barrel was buying the takes. You had to be patient and you had to move around. It's quite spotty. So there was a few spots in there that were definitely fishing a lot better than others. I sort of roved my rods around and kept getting my takes in the same sort of areas. So, you know, it just shows you on little lakes like that, with fish that have never been fished for before, you know, it can be really spotty on any carp lake. Also, we definitely noticed them, they were cleaning us out, using really sharp hooks, neat little rigs that work. But they were cleaning us out because what I had to do on several occasions was put more bait in to create some feeding in the swim to get a bite. I think my last bite came just like that. I put about 3 patchfuls out and then within an hour started getting liners again, and you know, because there's quite a few pellets in 6 mils, 3 patchfuls, there's a fair few pellets, but then eventually they get through it and you get a bite. So it's been a really good day. We will come back down here again. You know, I'm sure there's a lot more cracking looking fish because they really are beauties. So we look forward to seeing you.